Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. So, Symone Sanders has chosen to go to MSNBC, and the local news is having a field day, claiming that her show has flopped, even though she's only had one show so far. So, give the woman a chance. My goodness. Some of you probably know her from her days as a huge proponent of Barry Sanders. I'm sorry, not Barry, Bernie Sanders, rather. I'm going to read just a tad bit about her. Okay, this is her here. And I'm just going to read a tad bit. Sanders drew just 361,000 total viewers. Okay. Whew, that's not good. She managed to attract just 29,000 viewers in the advertiser coveted 25 to 54 demographic. The program's viewership fell well short of Fox News channel's Fox News Live, which drew 842,000 total viewers, including 161,000 in the 25 to 54 demographic. Podcasters are doing a much better job. I mean, these news stations are pretty much, I think it's a sign of the times. People just aren't watching. I don't think it has anything to do with Symone Sanders. I don't think it's that people don't like her. I think it's just that people just aren't watching TV that much. Now, in terms of MSNBC, I haven't watched it in a long time. I do like Rachel Maddow. Unfortunately, she's pulling back because she's been doing it for years and she has great ratings, but Rachel Maddow wants to, spread her wings and do other things. But in any event, news agencies are thrilled to announce that Symone Sanders didn't do well on the ratings. And I'm just going to share a few things. These three women are former press secretaries. What do they all have in common? And the reason I mention that they're former press secretaries is because Symone Sanders wanted that coveted position. In her heart of hearts, Symone Sanders had no interest really in having a weekly or daily show. What she really wanted was to be press secretary. That's the job she wanted. But look at these three faces, okay? These are former press secretaries. Thin, Caucasian women. Joe Biden did not see, apparently, her in this position. Now, some of you may remember Symone for tackling someone on stage. Now, let me tell you something. Say what you want. People like feminine women. Look at this. You see these thin, white, well-dressed women? Can you picture any of them going up on stage tackling someone? No. Here's Symone going up on stage, tackling someone instead of allowing security to do their jobs. And I'm going to be honest with you, that wasn't a good look. And I believe that she pretty much gave up any hope of being a press secretary. She was trying to impress somebody, but it turned people off. And it turned into a meme and a joke. It is security's job to protect the press, to protect Joe Biden or whoever happens to be up on stage. It's not her job, but here she is tackling a woman, pulling a woman off the stage. It backfired because people now see her as this big woman who goes up on stage like a football player, attacking someone or pulling someone off the stage. I don't want to say she attacked because she didn't attack the woman, but she pulled the woman off stage. And that was just not a good look. So she went to MSNBC, and I'm gonna tell you, I am a huge Rachel fan. Rachel is moving to Mondays only. But the thing I love about Rachel is that she was known for deep research. I don't know if she hired people or what, but Rachel was known for putting in the work. She had unique programming. She wasn't one of these people who put the same type of programs on that everybody else put on. She went hard and she went deep. I'm going to really miss her, but she's going to still be there, but just once a week. And I don't blame her. She's done her work. So she's ready to do some other things now. But I would advise Symone to not necessarily mimic Rachel, but to take the good parts of what Rachel did and mimic the good parts. Not Rachel. Don't mimic Rachel, but mimic the hard work, mimic the research, mimic the uniqueness of a Maddow produced program. When she was interviewed, Symone said that she wants to be able to facilitate conversations. She wants to talk about politics, pop culture, etc. She said she will talk about stories that people care about. She will talk to people on the ground as well as on site. She wants to, so she was saying if something happens in Wisconsin, she wants to go to the ground and in Wisconsin and talk to the people there on site. She wants people to see that she's being her authentic self. So all of those are good goals. My concern is that she doesn't end up producing the same type of boring, redundant show of interviewing this politician, that politician, this politician, that politician. Everyone's doing that. It's boring. Ratings are down as a result. And if she does that, she's going to fail. I'm going to end by giving Symone, although she did not ask me for my advice, I am a potential viewer. And so I'm going to give her some advice on some types of stories she should look for instead of the same old, mundane, boring stories that everybody else is doing. Look at this headline. 77% tested at Baltimore High School read at the elementary school level. Some of these high school students are reading at a kindergarten level. With almost every student in Baltimore not being educated, Miss Symone, why not do a show on this important topic, considering that teachers are being paid and the crime rate in Baltimore is through the roof? This would be a story worth researching, discussing. It would hold my attention. Let me give you another headline. Chicago's top cop blames back of the yard shooting on felon recently released despite his record. Okay, so there's an issue in Chicago and several other cities, such as New York. Prosecutors are not prosecuting dangerous felons. They are releasing these dangerous people back onto the streets. Why are they doing that? That would be a story worth pursuing. That's something people want to hear about. That's something people are concerned about. I'm not concerned about Joe Biden's wife. I don't want to watch an interview with Joe Biden's wife or even with Joe Biden. I'm not interested in hearing about anything that politicians have to say. I want to hear about this type of thing, about these criminals being released back onto the streets. Let me give you another example of something that people, not just me, but people want to hear about. Look at this headline: How Black families torn apart during slavery worked to find one another again. Wow. That's something worth researching and doing a story on. Black families torn apart during slavery worked to find one another again. Why not send some researchers out to do something on that? "12 famous Black families who have left their mark on American history." Send some researchers out and research about some Black families. It doesn't have to be described in this article, but do some research on some Black families that are doing some positive things in our society. I would be interested. Black families, white families, Hispanic families, I don't care. Let's hear some happy stories too. I'll give you one more. More Black families are homeschooling their children, citing the pandemic and racism. I didn't know that. I didn't know that more Black families are homeschooling their children. Did you? That would be something worth sending some researchers out, doing some research and doing a story on and some interviews. But I'm just going to warn you, if you want to get your ratings out of the pit, you need to chase some interesting headlines and storylines. I'm not going to watch any interviews of any first ladies, any former first ladies, politics that's mundane. They're 24 hours a day. I'm not going to waste my even a minute on that. I don't care about that. I care about real topics. And if you do that, Ms. Symone, I think you'll be able to get your ratings out of the gutter. Stay tuned, everybody.